Now is the time that boxing needs you more than ever before. And if you're in the combat game, you're going to want to hear this 1000% because this is your opportunity of a lifetime to get into the most profound sport that's run longer than any current sport to date, and that's boxing. But the reality is, we got to get into three ways that you right now can take this thing and use it as your opportunity. As we sit here and discuss the fact that boxing will now be departing from Showtime, this weekend will be the last televised boxing program ever on Showtime Championship Boxing, which it no longer needs that name. So how did we get here, and how can we now take advantage of this? We have to operate in this game in this current time like the technology of AI came on the scene, and utilize this opportunity and take it and run with it and get one place that you would have never gotten. The opportunity comes. It's patterns in time. And so I'm going to explain to you in detail how you can actually utilize this time to get yourself to the highest level. Please take notes, get your notepads out, because how we got here is we underestimated how important it is to get the attention of the mainstream audience, and channels like Showtime and HBO, who's also departed with boxing. The Olympics is departing with boxing. What we have to realize is getting in front of the mainstream audience requires several things. One, become more popular and learn to use the voice that you have. The opportunity is right in front of you. So we got to show you how to do that. And that's what we're going to do. If you get in front of the right people, because ever since Mike Tyson came onto the scene, pay-per-view becomes a thing. And the reason why it is because they could see how they could monetize boxing on a different scale than they did before. Before Tyson, there was short circuit. Like when Ali fought Frazier, it was the first paid event that was streamed. So you could see it in different places. You can go to bars and you can see it at, not nightclubs, but facilities that had screens. So this is kind of where it got to. But what happened is, over a course of time, networks like HBO, networks like Showtime, they want to get involved with the mainstream. And the mainstream audience is cut off from premium television. So how can we get our athletes, the trainers who are working as a part of this, how can we get them into this game right now? Here's the deal. You got to take a page out of what people like Dana White did. See, Dana White understood this mainstream audience. What is missing with boxing is there are no more stories being told. See, you knew Sugar Ray Leonard. See, you knew Mike Tyson. You knew Muhammad Ali, even as they were being groomed for the professional rankings. Why? Is because mainstream television, ABC, CBS, all took part in grooming these fighters' story so that you, as the audience, can get connected. And hold on one second. I'm having light problems. Technical difficulty. Once those guys were able to tell their stories, what came of that is people at home felt like they could connect with them. They wanted to find out more, and then they build the fight up. See, what Dana White did, he found everything that was wrong with boxing and fixed it for the UFC. Therefore, he has the stories being built when he does Contender Series. Once the Contender Series is over, boom, you go into the Ultimate Fighter Series. Then he uses that to build up the up and coming fighters. So you are always connected to a UFC fighter. new or ones that have already built their brands. And this is what we have forgotten about in boxing, because what happened is boxing got greedy and all they were thinking about is the pay-per-view events. And what happened is they forgot about the mainstream audience of people that wanted to also hear their story, but they don't know you, so they're never in front of you. So this is kind of where we've gotten to, people. So what we have to do is get back to that. And hopefully this is landing on you, because some of you out here right now are in the fight game and you're getting shorted because you really don't have leverage. But I'm going to explain in grave detail how you can get back into the position of where we were in the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s, were the glory days of boxing for the USA, over in the UK, who does a great job of building their fighters up. The stories matter. So how do we get back to this place and stay in this space? Because here's what it looks like when you are in a position of leverage for the athletes. So fighters, I want you to pay close attention, because if you don't understand why we got here, you will not understand how to prevent it from happening again. And how you got here is not knowing how to become more popular, because right now you have this lens that you're actually watching me on, which gives you the opportunity to get more popularity. Because the number one reason that people cut ties is because you're not bringing enough volume of numbers and eyeballs to the game. So now we have to get serious about this part of it, because it's left up to you. And this is why Logan Paul, Jake, KSI, and all of these guys have come out of nowhere, because they understood one thing: marketing themselves. It's all about picking up a camera phone, because you can do it on your phone now. You don't need a team, and you turn it on and give somebody something to look forward to. And that's kind of what this is all about. So this is what we got to learn how to do first and foremost. And if you're kind of leery about it, it gives you nerves to do it, who cares? Because you got to think about the outcome, right? If you don't get popular, you get what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you a story really quick, right? So stay with me. Here's what it actually looks like. When you are a fighter and you're fighting now, this is what your weigh-in will look like when you go to your fights. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what you're looking like when you go to a weigh-in. It's 5 people at the weigh-in. Give me a visual of what that looks like. All right, give me the visual. If you don't realize that the game needs you to have a star-studded impact, please, you want to be in the kind of weigh-ins that Ryan Garcia and these guys are in. You don't want to be in the weigh-ins where you got 3 people. This is what it looks like to the people from the outside. And this is why it's okay for people like Showtime to cut ties, because you're not taking time and taking liberty to build your level of popularity. When you are doing it right, here's what it looks like. The first thing that happens, here are the 3 tips that you got to take with you. You have to take liberty to get yourself more visible, because it's in your hands. Just imagine if you were 16 and your mother said, I need milk, I need bread, I need eggs. Honey, I need for you to win your fights. So what do? You go strap on your boots and run 3 to 5 miles every single day, because see, that's all you had to do, and go to the gym and train, and your trainer is going to lead you to the land of prosperity. Now, all you have to do, of course, you have to run your miles, but let everybody know about that journey. What did you experience while running that mile? What was the experience by the 3rd week of running 5 miles? What was the journey by the 6th week? Bring them into your world. Understand, marketing is a real thing. No matter what you do, you can make it sexy. But this is the other thing that it looks like. When you have the right surrounding of people that are with you, make sure that You are choosing people who will cover areas that'll help you build your level of popularity. It's all about the popularity. And it does matter that you have taken liberty. Hold on one second. That you have taken liberty to get yourself to a place where people understand who you are and they want to ride with you on their journey. But this is what it looks like when you have surrounded yourself with the right people. But what does it look like when you have not surrounded yourself with the right people? Like I said before, this is what your way in looks like when you don't have a solid, profound team. This is where you are right now. But when you go through the phases of proper mentorship, it looks like this. You look like this. Your weigh-ins are real. The people that are there cheering you on, the reason why they're there cheering you on is because they know who you are. If you don't have a surrounded team with people that are competent, understand what Floyd Mayweather did in his methodology. He had Leonard Ellerby out there on the CEO tip, Kelly Swanson, special shouts out to Kelly Swanson. All of those people playing roles, Big Nate taking the shots to the body. You got all of the security detail. You have people magnifying your name and your presence, and that's what boxing needs. So why is that too hard? So that you're solidifying your time. You're solidifying the opportunity to take advantage of this game, which is boxing. And now you have all the opportunity to do so. The third thing that you're just going to need is to be where you know where that road looks. I don't want you to take this lightly, but you have the biggest opportunity in the world right now. Now, the only people that'll take this and run with it are the people who will be the future names. You will be the Shakur Stevensons. You will be the Jermell Charlos and the Canelo Alvarezes and the Inoues. All of those fighters that got names, that's where you'll be. And the world of mixed martial arts and boxing is crossing over. And so this is kind of what you have to take away, because this is why we mentor our guys to do the things that we've done. I didn't take part in over 40 title fights and spend 3.5 decades under serious tutelage and going in from camp to camp, learning from professor to keep it all myself. I got a business education. I got all of these things, but I gave at the altar to get it to you. So when I'm telling you this stuff, it's not for me, it's for you. I walked this walk. I had already retired over 15 years ago. What we're doing is giving you the insight, the behind the story. That's why I wrote 27 books, 29 in the making. So I want you to take this and understand, think about what Dana White did. He saw a problem, he fixed it. If there's a problem with you in your career, fix it. All you got to do is make the adjustment. All these years, my mentor looked down at me and said, people are going to really, really appreciate the work that you've done, because you go over and beyond for people, and they're not used to people helping people. But that's what we did. So we created this place. It's called Champions University. Champions University. Why? Because that's what I have the most experience working with, right? Just working and going back and forth and advising and going through series of film studies and training camps and conversations, and now doing a whole lot of things in Bible studies with champions and legends, and mentoring and guiding and leading them how to operate in this current day and time. So mentorship is big. Marketing yourself is a huge thing. And understanding that all you have to do is build the right people around you. Because if you don't, your weigh-ins will look like they are looking now. Skimpy, you're fighting at gyms and barns, very small venues. But when you get used to it and you do it the right way and you got mentorship, it looks so different. You get it? The difference is popularity. You're going to spend some money next weekend watching the fights because those guys, they build themselves up. And some of you are out here and you fight now. You got fights coming up, or you just got in a fight and it either didn't go so well or it went great. But for those of you who understand that this is important for our sport, it's not just about one individual now. We have to build the mainstream audience's awareness. And damn it, you have all autonomy to do it. This is your opportunity now. So if you got to get the knowledge, go where the knowledge resides. Make sure you understand that when we come on, we don't come on for us. We come on for you. Because I could actually be watching ballers on, you know, Netflix. It doesn't matter, but it matters to me because my dedication was to make sure that you all had the pipeline. That's kind of what we focus on. And I know that I could do other things than put up boxing reels and educating you on how to operate in business and giving you meal plans and how to lose and get yourself to your highest good. There are 3 journeys that we give you when you go up to Championship University. There are 3 journeys. The first journey is for the individual who does not box. He just wants to learn boxing and he wants to be at his best, his mind, body, and soul. He wants to be on his game. We call him the high performer. That's journey 1. So you'll go through there and you're journey 1. That's what you are when you go to our site because we want it clear what we do. The journey 2 is the trainer who needs to get to the highest level of boxing with his crew. Because if you don't, it really sucks the way boxing is. But that fighter, see that journey 2 is the leader. And the third journey is for the fighter who wants to magnify his name and get the level of popularity and the energy that he wants to bring. He wants to be Tank. He wants to be Inoue. He wants to be Canelo. He wants to be Ryan Garcia. He wants to be the biggest names in boxing, but he doesn't understand how to get there. That's what we do. So those are the 3 journeys. And, you know, that's where we have created separation in the market space. And we understood how to put our energy into the thing that we needed to do. And we didn't make it about us. We made it about you because right now it's up to you to save boxing. It literally is. This isn't just a soundbite. This is real. Boxing needs you. And please, we ask that you rise up. I told those mentors that came before me that I would play my role. So I've educated over 65,000 trainers around the globe just to educate them on the process and teach them how to take their fighters from one level to the next. And the people, when you come through the Championship University experience, it's not like anything else in the world because our goal is to set bars that are beyond the highest of standards. And those experiences in those title fights showed me what it looked like on the other side. You need to learn how to sell tickets and you need to learn how to put asses in seats. But at the same time, you need to learn how to tell your story in the age of social media and AI, because the people, that's the only way they're going to show up. And the networks, that's the only way they're going to sign boxing. You don't want boxing just on apps. You want boxing on mainstream television. So if you're a fighter and you're out here right now and you know you want to get that smoke, make sure I know that you guys got upcoming fights. All you guys out there in the training world, make sure I know exactly where you're watching from and what gym you train out of, because we got to get you guys out here. I'm starting to host people on our show because we have to get people more popular. I'm reaching upwards of 20 million people a month. So I need to get names out there. So if you know somebody that needs to get visibility. If they fit the criteria, make sure you tag them in this post. The key is tomorrow we got Jamel Jones, contender, heavyweight, heavy puncher, UFC, PFL. I mean, this dude was one fight from $1 million. It is real. But for right now, what our focus is to make sure that we get you to the highest levels of boxing and that the mainstream needs to know you. So make sure you connect with us, because right now we are wrapping things up to get the best of the best in front of the people. So click the link down below and make sure we know exactly who you are. Visit us and make yourself known, because now it's all about the age of popularity. That's all I got. I see you guys tomorrow where it goes down. We got Jamel Jones on the show, and we are about to get it popping with this kid. I want you all to know that we are behind you, but get your stuff together, because this is boxing. Coach Bradley, and I'm signing out, and I'll see you soon. Boom! In the winner's circle. Boxing for life. Special shouts to my brothers in the Top Trainer Youth, the school.